what's your name? What's your question?
My name's Joe, and I got a question. What do you do if you messing with a girl, she in a relationship, got a whole family at home?
Okay.
And then there's a baby getting involved. She pregnant.
She pregnant by who?
They don't know.
Don't know!
Kitty.
Nope. Trip.
Trippington.
All right, listen. All right. Trill, let me ask you this question. Okay.
But wait, but you knew that you were coming into this being the side nigga, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
You didn't put on protection being a side nigga? She said, ugh. See, when they say women don't cheat, because
Who said women don't cheat?
Them. Hey, ladies, do women cheat? See? So let me ask this question. Would it be fucked up of me to wait until the baby is born and then look at the motherfucker and be like, hold on. It sort of look like me. Or should I say something now? Trill, what's up?
I think
we wait until we look at the baby, right?
you gotta wait until the baby get here. Just on some Maury shit.
Yeah.
It's like that don't really look like me. Oh yeah, but hold on, bro. I'm thoroughly confused. Like when you walked into the relationship, you saying that this woman was pregnant already and had a whole family at home?
No, she had a whole family at home.
And she wasn't pregnant yet.
She got pregnant afterwards.
Okay.
But do you honestly feel like the baby yours?
I don't know.
Hold on. Can I ask you a question? I'm gonna ask you. Hold on. This is important. I gotta come down here. I'm gonna whisper to you, nigga, cause I don't want nobody in our business. Did you nut in her?
Obviously did. Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Niggas will that's crazy to me to think that you would just all up inside.
In this economy, nigga.
Okay.
So why don't you just have a conversation with this woman and ask her whose child does she think it is, and then why don't you move forward and find out if it's yours? What is the big deal?
She don't know. So the thing is, do I start buying stuff now, or
Yes.
do I start
Yes.
wait? Do I wait?
We love a proactive father. Yes.
Hey.
Even if it's not yours, you should help.
Hey, hold on. Trill, one more question. Hold on. Everybody look to your left and right, say shh. Hey, Trill, one more question. So, you get a DM from a man saying, hey, bruh, man to man, we need to talk. What's your first response?
My first response is talk to your old lady. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
No. We don't know what he's saying man to man about.
Okay, I guess I hear him out if it's some shit that I don't want to hear.
I don't understand why we doing all this, because if the tables were turned, we would be telling you as a woman to leave that happy family alone, you home-wrecking whore. And that's what I think you should do. Let that woman be with her husband.
All right, let's get serious.
And send her money for that baby.
Let's get serious real quick. All right, we're gonna tackle your question in a second, but let's get serious. Dr. Brian, what does it say about a person who knowingly engages with another person that's in a happy or a family dynamic, a committed relationship? What would it say about the person?
Baby, you are low functioning as hell. That is a low functioning behavior. I was gonna ask you, what made you even think that it was okay for you to come second to anybody?
So at first,
Y'all can clap it up.
She said they was broke up. So
Well,
we
they
was
still
just
living in the same house
we was just
together,
messing
baby.
around.
So if they're still living in the same house, broken up is a title. They're still fucking. They're still together. They still got a whole relationship going on. So you was a side dude from the beginning, and you knew it. You chose to not see the signs. You chose to not see the red flags because you wanted some pussy. That's what it was. And you ended up stuck in your ego, which is now she might be having your baby. That's what but that is what low functioning behavior breeds. This right here.
Is it real?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, okay, look, man, we again, we taking it serious, but we're not gonna act like being a side dude is not the greatest position in the world. Yeah. And the reason being, again, bro, I can identify with why you did it. I don't necessarily agree, but I can identify why you did it. Being a side dude, I can just show up, get all the ass I want, get all the cooking I want,
But
get all the conversation and the attention and the support
But
that I
that's
want.
not his
And
situation.
whenever you have issues or whenever you're having a bad day or whenever it's something just, you just need to just vent or get something off,
Listen.
I can always slam that domino on the table and say, whoa, whoa.
Hold on.
We
No,
don't
no.
do that.
You can't.
That's
well,
for
you
your man.
could've
But
until she did the hit
cannot
the
slide-
Uno.
He can't slam the domino on the table and say,
'Cause he got the
nothing.
baby.
You about to be co-parenting. You
a
done
father.
upgraded from a side dude. Congratulations.
That's what I'm saying. That would be good if you played your role, but you gotta stay in your role, and that be the thing. People can't stay in their role. You knew you was a side nigga, so you should have stayed in a side nigga's place. But you wanted to be daddy, and now you the pappy. Congratulations, sir. Hey, give him a shirt. Do you have a toddler? Give him a shirt.
Now, let me ask you this question before we go to our next question. If she came to you and she said, hey, listen, I really do believe it is yours, but I want to stay with this man, we have a family, and I want to raise this child with him, don't say nothing. What you gonna do?
No.
Okay.
I got 4 kids already.
Oh,
God take care
shit.
of. God take care of already.
Hold on. Come here. Hold on. Now listen, everybody look to your left, your right, say shh. All right, look. Hold on, I'm about to give you the best advice I can give you in this moment. Now, everybody look to your left, your right.
Trip.
Everybody say shh.
Trip.
I need everybody quiet. Hold on, because I'm about to give you, listen,
Trip, where you going?
Trent, we need you. All right, I'm about to give you the best advice I can give you right now. Now, disclaimer, this one is not mine. I will explain it to you later. It's not mine. Just know that, ladies. But listen, come here.
What is it?
Put this on. Take it. Put it in your pocket.
You got a Trojan?
It's too late for all that.
G,
It is too late
teach
for
him how
all
to put it
that.
on later.
You got a Trojan?
It's too
Anyway,
late.
go.
It's too late for all
All
that.
right, listen.
Ace.
Hold on. First of all, that's not mine. Mine be gold.
'Cause,
But
okay.
that's the one we had.
Okay, good. I was going to say, that's the extra small.
That's the extra small. Sometimes it be cold, Keita. It be cold.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Hey, listen, we gonna do sex education classes. Obviously, we need that. He said, I already got 4. Nigga, you about to have 5. That's crazy. Hold on. Fellas, can I ask y'all don't have to answer. I've, in my adult life, have never finished inside of a woman. Never. I have never.
What about a sock? A pillowcase?
I've done a sock. But my question is it all of what I think it is?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It's all of what I think it is?
It is like, look, it's like being in the wilderness in like negative 30-degree weather, and then you just come across a jacuzzi. And you step in that jacuzzi, and it's just like the sensation is just.
Wow, yeah.
But let me ask you this, because that was beautiful how you painted that nigga. That was real poetic. You got away with your words. But is it worth child support?
Obviously, because niggas be doing it.
Okay.
All right. What's your name? What's your question?
My name is Nikki, and this question is actually for Trip.
Oh.
This is actually coming from my baby daddy, my child's father, excuse me. He says he wants to know, am I wrong that I stopped showing affection to my woman because she doesn't suck me off at least one day a week? Now, wait a minute. I like to perform fellatio, but I just don't suck it all the way off.
Like you don't suck it to completion is what you saying?
Right, but it's like I'm bored because you don't even suck a titty or rub my back or grab my booty. I like to.
You need some encouragement.
selfish.
All right.
No, I don't.
But
I don't
there's
think you
some truth
selfish.
to that, though.
I don't think you. All right, so check me out. I don't want to underplay the value of some neck in a relationship. Okay, it is important. However, I don't think your requests are unfair. I don't think it's wrong to want a man to be an active participant while he getting the neck. You know what I'm saying? Have you communicated your needs?
Absolutely.
Okay, well then I feel like I can't. Is he here?
No, that's
Okay.
why I'm articulating his question for him.
My G, while the subject matter is absolutely some shit that you could ask me about, unfortunately this time I cannot stand with you, my guy, because your lady is not refusing head for the sake of refusing head. She refusing head because she wants you to be more active when she giving you the neck, bro. She wants you to wild out, essentially. And I can't be mad at that, fam. Like, sometimes, yeah, you can throw the hands behind your head. Other times, my nigga, you might need to have a handful of hair, brody. Like, balance. You feel me? Sometimes she want to do that thing where they lay on the bed and hang her head off, and y'all know what y'all know what the shit I'm talking about. You gotta switch shit up, bro. Like, and I can't be mad at your lady for requesting that. If you want multiple heads a week, you gonna have to swap the positions out and shit, bro. I'm with her on this one, bro.
Appreciate your question. Thank you.
Once a week? Wait, ma'am. Is that, excuse me, ma'am. Just one question. He paying all the bills?
No.
Once a week? All right, ma'am, you can go have a seat. Enjoy the show.
I feel like one head a week is actually very reasonable.
Not for a non-bill payer? For a non-bill payer? Once a week?
So
I
listen,
feel like it's reasonable.
We need. So when people always ask me like, "Well, Ace, how many sexes do you want a week?" I say 2 and a possible. But possible is head. Okay, so we need 2 sexes in one neck. That's 2 in the possible.
Yeah, my only thing is this, is that what type of frequency was it when you came into the relationship?
Let's talk about
You
that.
mean-
Because I don't believe in advertising something that you can't sustain.
Facts, and that's exactly what I was gonna say. So if her sex is increased because of your effort, right, and how much effort you put in the beginning, I want to know that same question. Are you still performing at that level, or did you lack? Did you fall back and get comfortable throughout the 3, 4, 6 months? Because that's what niggas do too. They expect you to still have sex, be, sexy, do it big, do this and that, like you were doing in the beginning when they were putting forth effort. But when a nigga get comfortable, you get a possible. It's possible I might fuck you this month. You're welcome, nigga. Like, that's the possibility.
I tell you what, one day we gonna discuss how much effort a nigga is not putting in, but still getting those benefits in the beginning of the relationship. Not tonight, but one day we gonna discuss.
But because women will go real fast from having the hair tie on they wrist, and then they do the one swoop, putting the hair up, and then now we in this relationship 2 or 3 years. Now the bonnet don't come out no more. Now, first of all, I like bonnet hair. It's like shiny. It does something to me. I like that shit. All right, what's your name? What's your question?
Hi, my name is Taylor.
Okay, Taylor.
So this is a little bit more serious, and hopefully some other
Let's
girlies
do it. We
can
need that.
resonate. Why do I keep attracting emotionally available men? Is it the fixer mentality in me?
When you say emotionally unavailable, can you describe what you mean by that?
Coming in full throttle and then like retreating. When situations where we need to learn each other arise, situations where we need to set boundaries with each other arise, instances where we are getting to know each other, the do's and the don'ts, and then it's just like they all in and then they just retreat.
Oh, can I say something real quick? Oh, because I liked you as a single woman. I didn't like you as a committed woman, even if that commitment was to me. See, being in a relationship with a committed woman comes with expectations and standards and things I have to reach up to, and it comes with consequences of my behavior. I now have to be transparent. I now have to be honest, and I'm not ready for that. You were fun when we were single together. When we was dating, when there was no pressure. The moment you introduce pressure to a man that don't want to be in a relationship or doesn't want you, that's when that man flight. I want to have fun with you. I want to have sex with you. I want you to be my peace. And let me tell you something. When you start bringing up, what are we? Let's talk about something deep. Nah, baby girl, that wasn't this. So what I'm saying is, be careful. Not every man that's pursuing you, dating you, and applying energy is doing that to get a committed relationship with you. Sometimes he wants you to stay right there where the fuck you
Or
is.
just to possess me.
Yeah. Anybody over here got somebody? Did you
No,
have
I was gonna say similar to Ace that, you know, how long are you taking before you have real conversations? It sounds like you want a relationship, but you don't need to go on 2, 3, 4, 5 dates before you find out, does he want a relationship? Those conversations need to take place immediately so you're not wasting your time. And don't be afraid or feel like you're moving too fast. This is your time in your life, and you have the right to want what you want from who you want. And if they're not conducive or in alignment with what you want, you have to, I said it before, pivot. And don't be afraid to pivot, and don't think that you are in lack, because there's men who are waiting to do everything you want them to do. If he ain't it, then he gotta fucking go. It's that easy.
Oh, clap it up, clap it up. But that's, hold on, true, but that's assuming I'm gonna be honest.
But it doesn't matter because you're looking for actions. Let me explain something to you. Commitment is an action word. I like you as an action word. I love you as an action word. They're not just coming out of your mouth. It's actions. And so if his actions are not aligning up with his truth or distruth, then you should have enough alignment within yourself to say, this looks like a red flag. Let me choose to see it and not wrap my fairy tale ideology around him about what I want him to be. See him for who he is and pivot if who he is not alignment with what you want.
No, I agree. Clap it up, clap it up. But so many people confuse a man chasing them for a man applying pressure and bringing energy. So those actions are there because that man is actively chasing something. He's not chasing a relationship, but he's chasing sex. And sometimes the action from both of those men kind of look the same. That's why women are being fooled. It's not like they don't have some sense of discernment or some sense of sense when it comes to dating, or that they're not asking the questions on the interview. It's just these niggas are expert interviewers. These people know how to interview well. And hold on, let me add. And so in the beginning, those actions look like a man that's actually interested in you. Now I'm asking you good morning because I want to know how good your morning is, but what you doing tonight? Because I'm trying to get there. And if you confuse a man chasing you for a man having energy, that's when you getting your ass. Because let me tell you something. Sometimes a man that's courting you, he ain't rushing. And sometimes you confuse, because you're so used to niggas chasing you, you confuse a man that's intentionally trying to court you as a man that's not interested. Because that man ain't texting you every day, he ain't talking to you every day, and maybe he ain't trying to love bomb you with gifts and extravagant dates, but this man is actually trying to connect, taking you to coffee, and some of y'all call them niggas cheap and broken shit. So my point I'm trying to say is, I get what you're saying, you gotta watch actions, but don't you think those fuck boys or fuck niggas know that you watching my actions and I'm gonna show you that?
I think a man chasing you is a man who is a fuckboy. I think a man who wants commitment is pursuing you. And so you want a man who's pursuing you, because pursuing looks like conversations, intimacy, which is not sex. Pursuing you means he's spending time with you to try to get to know you and your kids or whatever you come with. Chasing you means I'm chasing something. So what are you chasing? Because you can't chase me. So pursuing means I'm trying to get to know you. And then sis, if you are, like Ace said, giving up sex too soon, fall back from that and see what he really is pursuing, or if he's chasing.
Kitty, what's up?
I mean, because she asked why she keep attracting this type of man. We took the goalpost way too far from what the question was.
Okay.
If you are attracting a person who is an avoidant, because most times those are the ones who are emotionally unavailable, it is the enabler in you. It's the pursuing in you. If you are a person who pursues beyond what you see they're pursuing, if you're the person who does enable certain behaviors, if you're nurturing, if you're caring and they attach themselves to you, if you're codependent, anything like that, they see that. They love the opposite of themselves. It's different. It's exciting. But then whenever they see that, now we see this loving, this caring person who wants something more, then we get back to Ace's point. Then it's like, all right, this commitment takes a lot more of me. Yeah. I didn't really even have the capacity when I came in. I thought I can match that level that you had, but I couldn't necessarily. I just wanted something different. Whenever you start to see that, now we're back to that point, whenever you start to see those things, I know that it's easy for us to say, well, why did you stop? No. How is it that I keep having this same pattern? What is my pattern? Because we all have subconscious patterns that we don't necessarily see. We also have subconscious preferences. An anxious person, a person who is a lover, they are very easily attached to avoidant people. You're gonna have to start looking at those things within yourself. Do I fall too easily? Am I coming from a place of desperation? Is it coming from a place of obsession? Am I needing something? Am I attaching my self-worth to this person? Am I attaching my self-worth to these type of people? Once you start building that self-awareness, and the problem is the reason why a lot of people can't have that is because they don't go to a place of solitude to be able to really do self-reflection. If you stop pursuing people and have the chance to pursue yourself, then you'll see exactly why you keep falling into the same behavior.
Come on, Kitty. Talk to him.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, I mean, I agree with 100% what she said. I think a lot of women like play way big of a role in their finesse than they willing to admit. And the reason being is because a lot of women would rather be in a state of confusion than alone. Problem with that is that as a man walking into it, we know that. So we're gonna keep you in a state of confusion. As long as I can get every single benefit that I want out of you, I'm gonna keep you in that state of confusion because I know you're not going nowhere. You understand what I'm saying? When this man came in and was giving half-ass effort, you knew he was giving half-ass effort, but you so afraid of being alone that you start making excuses for him. Damn, well, you know what? Maybe he is busy. Maybe he does just have a lot going on. That's why he's not returning the energy and the shit.
Nigga.
Yeah, he got 2 jobs. You know what I mean? So it's like, as a man, like, y'all make our finesse easy because y'all are so afraid of being alone. And I think until that changes, it doesn't matter what advice we give y'all up here. The cycle is just gonna continue to repeat itself.
Clap it up, clap it up. Anybody else? I wanted to add this part, and I'm just speaking from, this is prior experience. Sometimes that man doesn't have malicious intent. Sometimes that man actually feels like he can be brand new with you. He can be a new version of himself that he feels you actually deserve. And oftentimes he is trying to match your expectations, and he's extending himself more than what his capabilities actually is, because that man didn't prepare himself before the relationship. He thought he could get ready once he met you. And so now for those months, because I am fueled by lust and attraction, I can be something, not even saying I'm pretending. I can be the best version of myself, right? But I don't live there every single day. So eventually I nuzzle into my normal with you, my comfortable with you. And that is not enough for you. And it never was. But in order to get your attention, I had to be the best version of myself. I caution people, because oftentimes in the beginning, that's where you're gonna get that best version. I caution you to keep your heart at bay until you find out what is their everyday. What is their random Tuesday like? How do they operate when things ain't sunny outside? How do they operate when I'm only getting net one time a week?
A month, absolutely.
A month? No, I said a week. Yeah. And when you figure that out, now that is that true definition of the baseline of what you're getting from that person. So that man, let's be honest with you. The reason you think he's emotionally unavailable right now is probably because he never was that guy. He never was, but you told me that's what you were looking for on the first date because you watched one of our podcasts and you heard that buzzword. And I said, yeah, I am. And I Googled that shit and I became it for 3 weeks.
Really quick, and more than that, a lot of times we're clothing people with what we want them to be. We're putting our ideology on them, which makes the relationship transactional and not relational. So relationships are from the heart space, relational, not transactional from the intellect space. So what sounds like she did was she got with this guy, clothed him with the emotional availability and everything she wanted in him. And as he kept showing up not being that, she kept clothing him with her ideology. And so she kept breaking her own heart and disappointing her own self because this man never made you a promise through his actions or even his words that he was gonna be that. And so a lot of times you have to bridge the gap between your perception and reality and say, this isn't making sense. Let me take the sheep off of the wolf and let me see the teeth, because he is not what it is and it's my ideology. And now I'm gaslighting this man to say, but you're not emotionally unavailable. Baby, I never was. I never made that promise. You made that promise to yourself with your ideology.
I don't. You know what? We friends in real life, and I hate to keep disagreeing with you, but listen.
I don't care.
Some women like teeth.
No, that's not a disagreement. Some women do. Some women do.
And that's what you really like. It's not what you know you need, but it's what you are attracted to, what you like, and the type of relationships that seemingly you prefer. And so, go ahead.
Ace, any woman who likes teeth is a woman who is making sure she gets with teeth, which is dysfunction, to feed her dysfunction. So it
And there's a lot of dysfunctional motherfuckers.
to feed dysfunction, and it takes healthiness to feed healthiness. So if you know you like teeth, then that means you got a lot of self-work to do.
Yeah.
So you're not calibrating and pointing and picking things that feed the dysfunction in you and still gaslighting the dysfunction when now you're trauma bonding. Now it's a trauma bond and you're compartmentalizing. Neither one of those work. And you're absolutely right. If I'm choosing a wolf, that means I am choosing self-inflicting pain. Because I'm knowing that the wolf at some point is going to bite me. I'm going to have to see them teeth at some point. And if you're choosing that knowingly, the bigger issue is you. It's not him or her.
Can I say this part? And I think we're going to end the episode on this one. I agree with you. But a lot of people stay in that dysfunctional space because it takes work to be better. They would rather settle when it comes to a man than improving themselves so they don't have to settle.
And
what
a
I'm
lot
saying
of them
is,
don't have the tools to do it, though, Ace. Some people don't have the tools.
I agree.
They have daddy issues. They have mommy issues. They don't know what it looks like to have a healthy partner. They don't know what a healthy relationship looks like. And to their defense, they have no tools. All they know is a wilderness. They've never seen the promised land. So to tell somebody in the wilderness, you need tools to be in the promised land, how do I get there? How do I do this?
Well, can you stay your ass in the wilderness until you figure it out?
Yeah, that's
I know,
what they
right?
do.
And
That's what they do. Moses, Trip, Moses.
And guess what? That's been it. We got our first person to the mic. What's your name? What's your question?
Hey, how you doing? I'm Ian Court. How do you help someone become equally yoked with you to allow your relationship to progress if they don't seem motivated financially or emotionally?
How the fuck are we gonna be equally yoked then?
You said they're not motivated financially.
If, to expound on that part right there, if they're content with working a 9 to 5 or content with being where they are financially,
then what?
Then how do you-
So hold on. So instead of, okay, I'm speaking to you. Instead of you going to find somebody that has those ambitions, that grind, and that willingness to excel to wherever you think that they should be, what you're gonna do is you're gonna say, hey, even though you're content with your 9 to 5 and this 9 to 5 gives you purpose, maybe it's something you like to do, maybe this is what you're drawn to, I want you to change for me because I don't think that's good enough for you. Is that what you're saying?
correct.
No.
I see, listen.
No.
He said it.
No, right.
In your
But
partner,
no.
you see the potential in your partner. You
No.
see the potential for the growth.
Well, we
but
can't-
what happens
We can't
if
make
they don't see it?
We
Go
can't
ahead.
make decisions like that based off of potential. But a lot of the times we break people down when they're content with their life. She's fine. She's doing her 9 to 5. She clock in. She knows she don't like the bitch from accounting. She got her routine together. Okay? And you come in saying you want her to be equally yoked. You supposed to find somebody already aligned, not try to, I wouldn't say manipulate, but manipulate them to become more aligned with you. That's not how it works.
Trill, you got something?
Yeah, one thing I done learned about in life, man, is that like you can guide effort, but I can't like instill want to in somebody. You understand what I'm saying? So if somebody is like trying to elevate from an entrepreneurial place or whatever, like they trying this business, I done went and got this certification, I done did this, but just something just not falling in place, that's something you can work with, right? But if somebody just, hey, I'm kicking my feet up, I'm comfortable right here, you gotta leave that person right where they at, because all that's gonna happen is that you're gonna pour until you start developing resentment for this person. So,
Can I ask you a question? Because this is a little bit different seeing as you're a man, right? But just in the opposite, how can a woman motivate you financially to make more money? Like, what could I say to you as your woman to motivate your ass to make more money?
Do you suck dick? Cause that's a good little motivation for a nigga. Did you fill out some applications today, baby? Nah. Okay, but no, hold on. Can we get serious? Y'all playing too much. It's 3 o'clock. We playing too much. Here's the thing, and I'm gonna get you. Here's the thing. Y'all know one of my biggest pet peeves on this podcast is people being the growth police. You met me like this. You know what I love, you know what I'm excited about, you know what I'm not good at. And here's the thing, I'm not saying that you can't, to your point, gently nudge me into being better, but that gotta be a better I want. Because if it's not a better I want, now it sounds condescending. Now you're trying to make it seem like I'm not good enough because I'm happy with my 9-to-5 job. And then now it comes across as, hey, listen, hold on. You're gonna say I'm not growing and I'm not elevating just because I'm not growing in a way in which you want me to grow. I'm growing, I'm happy, I'm fulfilled. And let me tell you something, that word he said, he didn't say complacent, he said content. And I think a lot of people would be better served finding that space in their life where they're content. Because guess what? It's always gonna be a new job. It's gonna always be something, more money, more opportunity. It's always. But if you keep chasing that, you'll never find contentment. My point is, sometimes you gotta find that shit. And your partner did that. Now, before I go forward and talk too long, do anybody else got an opinion here?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, be careful of the person that you're trying to push them to turn into. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. Ooh. Like, this person might be comfortable and content where they at, and he's the best version of themselves that way, right? But now I push this person to elevate to a VP or elevate to a CFO or whatever the case may be, and now I'm coming home miserable, and I'm coming home resentful, and who do you think I'm gonna take it out on?
Exactly.
And what I'm seeing it as is a self-projection, right? I see you wanting more for yourself, and you projecting that onto her. That's okay for you to want that, but it's not okay for you to project that onto her if that's not where she wants and where she wants to drive. The second thing is relationships are about finding conduciveness, right? And likability. If she's someone that's not conducive for you or that you don't like in the position that she's in, it's your responsibility to shift out of that and choose somebody who's conducive for you. It's not your responsibility to try to turn water to wine because you're not Jesus, baby. You can't do that. And so you gotta let her stay where she is and stop self-projecting. If you want better for her, that means you want better for you. So work on yourself and let her continue to work on herself, and then y'all can either coexist as friends or co-exit as finding somebody else.
Ooh, Fontaine.
Speaking of good black Jesus, sweet black Jesus, his mighty name, equally yoked. He be throwing that around the internet now. I dig it. However, if I'm not mistaken, that term comes from church. Yoked to God, yoked to your purpose, yoked to your calling. You know, dance around that all day. What we've done out here in the world is make yoked about achievement. Not obedience, not coherence. We made it about achievement. And so because I've done so many material things in the world, you are not equal to me because you have not done those things. Now, if one actually follows this whole equally yoked thing in its proper context, you know, some seasons, you're gonna be yoked into some mess. Because sometimes you got to be rearranged and broken down and moved and made over because, you know, the Most High just called that into your life sometimes. So it's like if you caught somebody in, let's say, a winter season where they petals done fell off, they not shining as bright as they used to, it's bitter around them because that's what's required of flowers. They have to die in order to regrow. Let's say you caught them in winter, but you in your spring. And now you sit here looking at your petals, you looking at your material and the season that God got you in, and you soaking up all the sun, and you looking at them and telling them that they not equal to you because of your material, because of your appearance, forgetting whom we all supposed to be yoked to. And it's not about this brother right here. This is not about you at all, family.
Yeah, it's not about me.
This is about, this is simply about this idea and this phrase that we use where we use being equal to hold ourselves above other people, right? We use equally yoked to beat down on other folks that we feel are not doing what we should be doing. And now that I've given all of that context, now let me speak to you. Let me speak to those who think others around them are not equally yoked. Let me speak to those who use that phrase and run it into the ground. You are a lot closer to that person that you projected on than you think. One's inability to understand that they are no longer on their own path, that's detrimental, fam. And it means that your focus may not be where you think it is. What I mean is this: if you yoked to your purpose, I don't know what you believe in, so let's say you yoked to your purpose, and you come across a shorty, right? And she, I guess, complacent, content, as you call it. How long do you stay over here trying to convince her to take a new path until yours pass you by?
Like that.
So how yoked are you? And is that how you gonna test it? Are you gonna test your bond with your purpose with the Most High on another person? By convincing them to be who you want them to be, dog, it ain't never been your job to realize the potential in nobody else, let alone actualize it. Make sure you yoke to what you're supposed to be yoked to. And the desires of your heart are added to you. That means that the things that you want, the things that you're seeking out in life, you don't have to pull them onto your path. They're gonna be right there for you. You just gotta scoop them up while you're on the way, brother. So if this ain't that, part of your work in this season is learning to leave things that don't benefit you where they are.
Appreciate your question. Thank you.
Thank you.
How long do you have to how long would you say you had to nudge, you would want to nudge somebody before you leave the relationship?
So that is, now we get into that realistic part of it though. Because realistically, you know what I'm saying, you gotta get your bandwidth for that. Some of us ain't got the patience, because this is a question assuming that person didn't want to, so we attacked it. But let's pretend that person does want to, and part of the reason you are in that relationship with that person, let's call a spade, is because you saw their vision, you saw the plan, but that person ain't executing their part of it. They keep talking on the fucking couch and shit, but they ain't getting up and doing it. Now here's the thing, at some point you gotta stop overextending yourself like Tripp said, because if it is jeopardizing my own peace and my own happiness and my ability to walk on my purpose to a point where now I'm losing myself trying to build you, then that's a problem. And then I want to go back, before we get into the next question, I want to go back to what you said, because I think it's paramount for people to understand. We be wishing for shit that if we had, we wouldn't want. Because here's the thing, like, and I'll say this transparently, man, when I started this journey, you know, of building my dreams and I didn't know how much of a toll it would take on me mentally, physically, and emotionally. I didn't know that while I was in my own relationship, though I was physically present, mentally I wasn't. I was always thinking about the next job, the next show, the next viral moment, the next podcast session, that even though I'm spending time with my significant other, I'm not there mentally. I'm coasting. And a lot of women in here, and I'm not saying that I'm the archetype of that type of man, but it's realistic, right? Because it's like, you may want a man that maybe he do got a 9-to-5, and when he leave that job, he ain't even gotta fucking think about that job no more. You know what I'm saying? But when you get that entrepreneurship, you're thinking about this shit all the fucking time.
So wouldn't it behoove you to go find an entrepreneur?
I'm not talking about myself about what I want though. I'm gonna tell you this, y'all, before we get to the next question, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say what I really want no more. Because they gonna judge me. I want a housewife.
How many?
I wanna spoil you, you stay at the crib and raise kids and shit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just playing, I'm just playing. You gotta work, nigga. If I work, you gotta work. This ain't no fucking free rides over this motherfucker.
I'll tell you what, though, just real quick before we go, that setup is a very, very beneficial setup.
Yeah.
Retiring your woman and letting her be a housewife.
Retiring her.
Right.
Now she got to do everything after her shift at the Quicken Loans.
No.
Yeah, retire her.
No, so listen, what I mean is, personally, yes, I would want to retire her from having to work. But I don't know if I would be attracted to her if she didn't have that want or that desire that. So you get what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to do it, but I want you to do some shit.
There it is.
There we go.
Right.
What's your name? What's your question?
My name is Chanel, and I'm with Yoke. I'm with Yoke.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
You with Yoke?
Wait, you was with Yoke?
You with Yoke?
I'm with Yoke.
That's, oh.
Oh.
Ready?
Okay.
What do you call it when a man chooses to bring up all his issues with you conveniently when you choose to address your issue at that moment it happens? We heard me?
Kitty.
Kitty.
Hey, Kitty.
Talk to us.
Talk to her, Kitty.
So hold on, you're with Yoke?
I'm with Yoke.
Like that's your nigga?
I'm with him.
Oh. Okay.
So you miscontent? Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
9 to 5.
Go 9 to 5.
Oh shit.
You 9 to 5 shorty.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay, Kitty.
Dumb. Dumb as fuck.
I mean, well, you call it kitchen sinking, but you also call that a person who just doesn't have communication skills. Being that this person came up here in this superiority type of set and stood in front of this mic almost as if she was the problem, but whenever she is bringing the issue, he pulls over his issues to take you and distract you from what the initial issue was, which is a form of gaslighting as well. So we have kitchen sinking and we have gaslighting, and that's dirty fighting if you want to get clinical about it, but I ain't gonna get too deep in that. I just find it funny, but I'll get to the point. I ain't gonna get too far off, because then you have to bring Mr. Contentment back up here. I'm going to say this to you because I don't know exactly. What is it that you do whenever he brings on these issues to you?
I say, hey, I didn't like how this happened. I would prefer if it just, this bothered me. Mm-hmm. I don't want this to happen again. I'm bringing it to you right now. It bothered me. I don't want to be in this space again, so I'm addressing this with you now. It just happened 2 minutes ago.
Okay, so
right?
Walk me through it. You raise the issue, then what does he do?
Okay, but this happened 2 weeks ago. This happened a month ago. I didn't say nothing about this.
Oh, so he's keeping score.
Yeah, it's a book.
Oh.
A list.
Okay,
we need to get you a journal then.
Yeah. So then whenever that happened, he brought up the issue that happened a few weeks ago. What did you do? What was your response?
We're talking about this, what I brought up to you today. What was
your initial response whenever he brought up these issues? What was your response to him bringing up the issue? That was it? This right here?
Gaslight.
You didn't talk to him? Oh, you didn't actually go deeper into the conversation whenever y'all did this? It was just there?
I mean,
The gaslighting worked.
That's what I was trying to get to. I was trying to see exactly whenever he brought up his issue against yours, what did you do?
Why didn't you bring this up? This happened.
So let me speak to that real quick, because I'm sure you're not the only person who's done this. There's a lot of people in this room who's going through the same situation right now. When a person is using something to remove you from what the initial issue was that you presented, that is a form of gaslighting. You know what your perception is. You never let a person alter your perception. That's the reason why you always steadfast to what the evidence are. You have enough to support you on that. When a person's doing that, you have to look away, almost take the flashlight away from them, because they're doing it for a reason. They're trying to dismiss the issue. Remove the flashlight from what that situation is, because then you're going to put the flashlight on yourself. Well, I could have did this 2 weeks ago. We're speaking on what the issue is right now. You have to bring them back to what reality is. I understand you. You can bring up that point in another time. I can validate that later. But as of right now, this is my moment to speak up on what this issue is. We will address that later. But right now, we need to speak on what this issue is, because you had the opportunity to bring up this in the past, and you didn't take that opportunity for whatever the reason is. But if we want to actually work through whatever this conflict is, we have to talk about this issue right now. And then once we process this and find a resolve in this issue, we can bring that up later. That's what you have to do in those type of situations. When a person is trying to gaslight you, you have to disarm them. That's the way that you disarm them. Mm-hmm. Okay, there you go, baby.
Trio.
I think also we got to stop demanding things from people that we not providing, right? And a perfect example is a lot of us will demand a safe space for us to express ourselves and express our issues with you and let you know how what you did made me feel. But when it's the other way around, you don't do that. You interrupt me, you gaslight me, act as if this didn't happen, or whatever the case may be. But then when it's your turn to express, you want me to be open and receptive to what you say. All I say is that if you want a safe space created for you to express yourself, give me the same thing. Or shut up and deal with the circumstances that's at hand.
Yeah, and what I'm seeing is what y'all are calling avoidant behavior. And he's distracting. And so those are narcissistic characteristics. And so when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, then they don't want to talk about what happened today, yesterday, or tomorrow. They want to talk about what serves them. They want to talk about what disempowers you. They want to talk about what inflates their ego. They also want to change you from water to wine. And so what I'm saying is you have to make sure that when you're in that position, you don't become that type of characteristic, because what you have to say is important as well. And what you do with people who are distracting, which is called avoidant behavior, is you detour them and bring them right back to what I'm talking about is this. And when you can decide that you can have this conversation about today, we can talk. But if not, I'm gonna set a boundary. That means we don't talk when you're in your narcissistic behavior. We talk when I'm talking to the healthy part of you, because then I have to activate the dysfunction in me to meet your dysfunction, and I don't wanna create a dysfunctional norm.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. That was really good.
Shut up.
I have to say this. Hey, listen, if it don't apply, let it fly. Some niggas been beat into submission, and they don't even say shit no more about what it is that they have a problem with, because when they attempted to do that, it was dismissed, minimized, and shut down or hijacked. And so what ended up happening is, it's like, okay, I got to a point where I'm accepting you for you in these behaviors. It's not enough for me to leave the relationship, but I'ma just, I'ma chill. But then you got the fucking audacity to come at me about an issue that I let slide because I can't even come to you when I find it.
And
then, hold on. And then you say, hold on. I'm not saying this is okay. I'm saying it's reality. It's like, hold on. So you don't have a problem when you doing this same shit. But when I do it, now there's an issue. And I think a lot of men have that frustration because and I'm gonna leave it here. Do I think that is a healthy point of view? Absolutely not. Do I feel like you need to advocate for yourself? And if you don't, you can't punish the other person because you didn't have? Yes. But do I think that most men can go toe to toe with women over like verbal issues a lot? No, not a lot of times. So we decide to shut the fuck up.
But let me say this, effective communication and emotional intelligence, Ace, isn't about going toe to toe, first of all. That's like two little kids in a relationship. Relationships are for mature people, meaning we're not going toe to toe. We're having an effective communication conversation that looks like, this is my concerns, what are your concerns, and how can we collectively take these concerns and bring resolve to them? So no one's going toe to toe.
Hold on, what I mean by that is, it feels like toe to toe, because here you are able to articulate yourself just the way you did, and you picked on a word I used where we all fucking knew what I meant. So now we're talking about the toe to toe phrase, because maybe, just maybe, I'm not as articulate as you.
Go back to school, nigga. Whose problem is that? That's my fault you can't fucking read. It's my fault you can't read, nigga.
You can't write, you can't articulate, you can't talk.
I'm sorry, this is
Hey, go back to school, crazy as hell.
No, it's not. Hold on.
You gotta take accountability for your shortcomings, for your inadequacy. That's your problem.
Time out. First of all,
he gaslight now, y'all.
I called a reverse gaslight card because I did say accountability. I said it's not right. We need to be accountable. I did take accountability.
And then you went into the victimized mindset. That's gaslighting.
Hold on. But it's only victimized mindset when a nigga speak up for himself. But when you doing your shit, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Right now. It's happening right now.
Right now.
It's happening.
Right now.
How is it happening? He's still able to advocate for himself?
He's getting his ass whooped.
Because he didn't learn certain words.
No, because if someone, I'm not talking about them. I don't know what situation they got going on, but I'm gonna use them because it was some shit that I heard that I think we might have glossed over. She said that she brought up something that happened 2 weeks ago. And I don't think you're wrong for that. I think whenever you're comfortable speaking about something, you should be able to speak about it if it's safe in your space to do so. However, if you brought up some shit from 2 weeks ago,
Nah, she said,
brought the shit up?
No, he did. He brought something
He
up 2
brought the
weeks
shit up
ago.
from 2
Like
weeks
when
ago.
she
She brought something up
when she would
today.
address a problem, he would say, "But you did that same shit 2 weeks ago. What about that?" And I didn't say nothing when you did.
Okay, that actually makes it a little worse than where I was going. And in that case, I'm jumping in with Ace. If our situation is already unhealthy, because that's what it sounds like, he put unhealthy parameters on an unhealthy situation. I know people out there in TV land and the audience don't ever want to admit they be in some unhealthy shit and got unhealthy points of view and habits. We'll just be honest with ourselves up here. If I let some shit ride for the sake of the relationship, and you go off and do the same shit, now again, Ace admitted, fam, you need to be advocating for yourself. You're not like a bigger person for not standing up for yourself. We can say that. But if when I do bring shit up, because we love to live in this world where like I'm not allowed to bring things up because you brought something up. I want to draw a fine line, just a fine line. As long as I'm not trying to pull you away from what you were expressing, I do not see the issue. As long as I'm not using the issue that I have to say, well, your issue is not important. This issue is secondary. Because now if we in the middle of a dispute, I feel like it is safe to bring up my grievance. The last time I had an issue with you, we was on a date. I didn't think it was worth ruining the date. The last 2 weeks we've been busy with the kids. You've been going hard. I don't think it was appropriate then. But now that we've clearly expressed we about to address some problems, let's go ahead and address them. But again, like Trill saying, now that the spotlight on you, and I got my little fight, because ladies, don't act like y'all don't do y'all homework before y'all address shit.
Yep.
Don't act like you ain't got your list,
Do we
your
do our
notes.
homework?
No,
Is it homework or is it I had to say the same shit 19 times because you keep on acting like you don't stand me? Is it homework?
I'm not saying the shit is healthy.
No, I get it. Yeah.
So if you got notes from the last 19 times I did it, well then also you're bringing up old shit.
You know, niggas will cheat on you 2 minutes ago and be like, that shit was in the past.
No, you just.
That shit, you bring up old shit, bitch.
No.
You're about to piss me off.
So my 2 weeks ago shit is not the same as you having 19 incidents worth of notes?
Your 2 weeks ago shit was conveniently brought up. I know you're not speaking on this, but it was conveniently brought up when I had an issue. That was the problem.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm not using the issue I have to say that your issue is not important, to distract you from what you're talking about, I don't see the problem. If you're saying, hey, I would like to talk about you, I would like to talk to you about some things you did that bother me, I feel like it's healthy in my mind to say, okay, well, we're gonna address some issues that we have, and as long as I put it out there, and again, it's a thin-ass line, as long as I put it out there in a way like, look, since we addressing some things, after you finish, I would like to express some things myself.
Facts. But can we set a boundary where if you got a problem with some shit I did, you have 72 motherfucking hours?
Hey,
like,
no.
4 weeks ago,
I agree with
I
that
don't even
shit.
remember doing that shit.
I'm okay with that shit.
Okay, before we get to our next question, I wanna clarify something. I never said that was a healthy way for men to express themselves. I'm saying also, I wanna understand this. We always come from the perspective that the woman is addressing it in a healthy manner. And I think that creates an uneven slope. And then also, how often are you bringing up issues? Sometimes, and this is just me speaking from my man's perspective, from my own experience, sometimes you are bringing up issues 4 to 5 times more than I am, right? Because I don't really like to bring up issues. Maybe it doesn't bother me as much as it bothers you. But it seems that you bring up issues so much that it's hard for me to find a spot that's devoid of when you have issues with me to actually communicate mine.
Got it. So Ace, listen, your spot is not my spot where I'm trying to
But you got a whole bunch of spots.
Hold on. Because I want to address Trip, and Trip knows, you know, I love my Trip, but I want to say this, Trip. If I bring up a concern about us in a relationship, and you decide to take that moment that I reserved for me to bring up a concern, and double down on that with your concern, that is avoidant behavior. You're avoiding what I'm trying to address. And that becomes an issue because now you're disregarding my issue that I'm trying to, one, be facilitated, supported in, and find resolve in. Now, if you decide, okay, I'm gonna let Doc have her moment, we're gonna talk about it, and then maybe in 2 days, I'm gonna have my moment and say, baby, listen, I got some things I wanna address. It is, to Ace's point, my responsibility then to facilitate you, to support you, and help you bring resolve. Not to double down on yours and bring up an issue to distract from what you wanna work on with me.
Hold on. No, but hold on.
And it's very avoidant,
you know
and it's very narcissistic.
You know what I don't like? I don't like that we don't. And I'm not talking about on the panel, I'm talking about just in real life. We don't set the rules for the conversation in the beginning. So for both parties, so for you and your issue, it could be, hey, I'm bringing this up, but is it okay if we just talk about this for right now? And then hold on. And then you get that person's consent, and then you go forward. But oftentimes, if you're not laying those ground rules out, then somebody might feel like it's fair game for us to talk about all our issues. So I think it's important for both of us to do that, all right? Especially if it's habitual in your relationship. Cool? Is that good?
It is, but I want to add this really quick because it's important. No, because it's important for us to take self-inventory. If I am doubling down on every time you have an issue with me, I need to check myself and see, why am I deflecting? Why do I have a problem with sitting in things that involve me having an issue? I need to be able to check in with me and say, why is it that every time somebody wants to have a conversation with me about some shit I do, I got to say, well, what about you? At some point, you gotta just grow the fuck up, man, and say, listen, this is out of pocket. It's not effective like this.
But you don't, without the rules, and we're gonna
I agree with you, Ace. I agree with you, Race. The rules are important. I agree with you. The rules are important.
10 more seconds, audience. We're about to move on.
Yes.
Without the rules, though, to me, and I'm gonna just be for real.
I'm gonna reassure him, y'all. Ace, the rules are important, baby. Yes, they're important.
No, this is a part that I'm saying that I agree with Trip a little bit about, is without the rules in an otherwise relationship that may not even be healthy to begin with, who the fuck decides that you can reserve this 2-hour shit just to talk about your specific concerns if this has never been what the fuck we've been doing? So now that becomes another thing for us to argue about. Now you're nitpicking me, so I'm just saying, I think if it's not healthy to begin with, it's unfair. Y'all know, right?
Trip.
What's your name? What's your question?
Hi, y'all look amazing. I just want to say you're so beautiful. But my name is Portia. Okay, so this is my question. My man wants a threesome. I want to give him one, but he already cheated on me. Should I give him one since he cheated anyway?
Yes.
Maybe he wouldn't cheat.
No, you pick the nigga you want this time. So like the first time, right, he got to do what he wanted to do. He wants a threesome. You just pick a nice gentleman with a long,
Hey, can I ask you a question?
By the way, he's here.
A threesome.
Before
It's a threesome.
Before I just want one clarifying question, just one. And then we can get to some healthy shit. Do you like women?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that you were actually attracted. Now let's get to some healthy shit.
Yeah.
Let's get to some healthy shit.
I hope not.
God, they asked if she like men. I'm crying. You, in some way, somewhere, even if it's only a small little patch of garden in the back of your mind, are still bothered. And that's fine. I think infidelity probably takes a while to, it's not easily gotten over. But to now give permission to bring another person into the relationship that your partner didn't necessarily feel the need to ask you permission to bring in a relationship. This isn't about him. I would caution you from walking into a trigger and creating potentially a new one for yourself. Because you haven't completely reconciled this thing. You know what I'm saying? You may be able to function in a relationship. You may still be happy. Shit, you may not even think about it that much. But the fact that you're thinking about it in this scenario, you don't know how you're gonna feel when that other woman interacting with your man. Where it take your mind to. And again, I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm saying the fact that you kind of asking and bringing those two things together means that you done already put them together in your mind. You're not just asking us, you done mulled over this for a little bit. Until you're sure, whether that's 2 weeks from now, whether it's after you hear everybody up here, don't set yourself up to get hurt by your own permission.
Oh my God.
Because that's what you're doing. And he get to walk away like, hey, you said yeah. You forgave me for the last shit and you said yeah to this. That's on you. And it is. It is. Now, a real nigga would consider his old lady and the things that he put her through. You know what I mean? But ultimately that decision is yours, sweetheart. And I don't know if you're ready to make them type of moves just yet.
That's why I'm asking y'all. Like, I appreciate it.
Well, I do have a question. Do you feel like you have resolved, or you feel like you actually have healed from that situation? Do you feel like you're managing whenever certain things come up still?
I don't feel like it's fully resolved. I still have my aches about the situation.
And he asked you for it?
Because he would want it.
Hold on.
He's asked jokingly, but I think he's with whatever.
Okay.
Hey, jokingly be like, hey, I've always thought about eating 2 coochies at once.
Ace.
I was just a joke.
Bruh.
Hold on, can I say something real quick? Couple things, and I'm gonna get to you in a second.
You gonna let me speak?
Oh, I didn't know if you were done. My bad. Go ahead.
No, I
Kitty.
wasn't done. You started talking about eating ass.
Go ahead. My bad.
Okay, darling. I'm so glad that Trip made this point, because this is what typically tends to happen when somebody is cheated on. They start to try to compensate. So whenever someone's done something and you don't have a resolved mind, if you have an unresolved mind, you're going to have unresolved emotions. And so when you put yourself in a situation like that, when you're compensated, because sometimes when a person cheats on us, we fear that if we don't do certain things, they'll leave. So we compensate by pleasing their needs. We compensate by people pleasing, which is what happens a lot. I see this often because I deal with infidelity recovery on a daily basis. So this is what happens. You get cheated on. You still have these memories. You still have these feelings. If you're engaging in sex with somebody else, you're going to think about the sex that they had with the other person. It's going to happen. It's not something that you just turn on. You just don't turn on these triggers. But you are inviting yourself in a situation like that that's going to worsen those emotional wounds and those attachment injuries that you already have related to the infidelity. So I am just like Trip. I would caution you not to do that, because if you do, you're going to end up on somebody's couch like me or Dr. Bryant, expressing this same thing and trying to figure out how you can heal from now this new situation. It's simply not worth it. I also have a problem with the simple fact that this man asked you knowing that he betrayed you in the first place. The audacity to know that there was an offense. You are the offending partner. You have already betrayed me, and now you're trying to bring in a new situation that is going to magnify these emotional wounds that I already have.
Exactly.
I'm still thinking about what you did behind my back. I'm still having panic attacks. I'm still anxious. I still have to deal with this unresolved mindset. I'm still waking up in the middle of the night having night sweats because of something you did. And you want to invite somebody else in when I didn't give you consent to invite the first damn person.
We can invite him. He's gonna be a whole nigga. You're gonna be really surprised.
Okay, hold on.
Close your eyes, baby.
Hold on.
We finna have fun.
Hold on.
Period.
No,
I got
no.
something to say.
That's a gangbang.
Yeah, I got something to say. Let you cheat on me. I take you back. I let it go. You asked for a threesome, and I agree. I'm just trying to play this out for you. And you give her even 13 more seconds of dick than you've given me. Both y'all getting y'all ass beat, and I'm crashing out. And that's why I don't think you should do it.
All right, back
Now we in jail.
on the petty shit. Now, since you actually do like women, I'm gonna tell you what you do.
I think that's why, though, because he knows that,
So, I mean, I'm not mad at a nigga dating a woman that like women because he like women that like women. At least he doing that with you and not trying to convince another woman who's straight to fuck with women. But I'm gonna tell you where you fuck them up. Ladies who like women, this for all y'all. This. Next time a nigga play like he want the threesome, he want 2 women in the bedroom, you do just that for him. Especially if he done violated before. But I'm gonna tell you who you call. Go and get you one of them Manny Fresh looking studs with the tight taper.
Hold on, listen.
That wear they strap out in public.
Hey,
That nigga gonna be in for a rude motherfucking. I ain't talking about the ones that be sneak dicking, nigga.
No, I'm serious.
I ain't talking about the ones that sneak dick. I'm talking about the ones that came there to lay something down. That nigga gonna be real surprised he come around that corner, she in the room.
I know.
There it is. There it is.
What's up with you, big dog?
I give you
do
3
this. Somebody gotta
and
get
some,
shot.
nigga. 3 and some, nigga.
Somebody gotta get shot.
Did I tell y'all that happened?
Had that
to me
waiting
before?
on him.
What?
Oh,
Did I
she was
tell you-
strapped up?
I never told y'all that.
You had a threesome with a stud?
You told me about.
She wasn't visibly. Am I allowed to say that word?
What visibly what?
Thank you.
Manny Fresh. She wasn't visibly. It was visibly a woman that you would
Well, they're
not
all
think.
women.
No. What I'm saying is visually a woman you wouldn't think. Aesthetically
a
would be rocking a strap between her legs, right?
Oh, so she pulled it down on her miniskirt down and then her dick popped out?
So listen.
She was feminine? Is what you
No,
saying?
she was feminine. So listen. Long story short, I'm gonna make this a couple seconds. So long story short, I get a call at like 1:30 a.m. and it's from this woman. And mind you, this is when I was working as a nurse. I had to get up at like 6 a.m. And she was like, hey, what you doing? Come over. And I was debating not coming over because I had to work. It wasn't worth it. She's like, my friend want to see you. I said, shit, here I come. And so I get over there. Long story short, everything is going normally. The foreplay going normally. Everything is going normally. And so next thing I know, she get on the bed like,
No, she don't. No, she don't. You fucking lying.
You ain't feeling on your thigh when y'all was
she
kissing?
started giving back shots while the other girl was giving me head. I am dead serious.
Okay. So
Can I say this?
No.
I didn't mind it. I don't know. I don't know. We'll talk about that later.
But what if?
I didn't mind it. But hold on.
But whose was better? Like
whose was better?
Like whose stroke was better? Did she tell
Yours
you?
or her?
Was it the girl or you?
Or yours?
I'm
sorry.
sorry. I went into the bed, the living room. They continued. I was kind of.
They had to finish up.
Hold on.
That means hers. That means hers.
And then the girl came out the room with a towel like, I can't believe you squirted on my face. I said, you
No,
better
she
squirt.
didn't. No. Oh my God. Sit the
Okay,
fuck
anyway,
down.
back to the point. I want to say this before we move on. 2 things. I think a lot of women and a lot of men convince themselves that a man cheating is just for sex. And to solve the cheating problem, just provide him with more sex or more sex with other people. And oftentimes the cheating is about the sneaking. It's about doing something I'm not supposed to be doing. It's about this emotional escape that I can have. And if you give me permission to do it, I don't have that same fulfillment. And I guess what I'm saying is that thought process of, well, I just need to be more sexually, I need to suck his dick every day, that's gonna keep him from cheating. It won't. If that man doesn't heal those issues within himself, if that man does not become disciplined within himself, if that man doesn't truly admit to you what the issue is, oftentimes it is not sex. And I'm not excusing cheating, put this to the side, but oftentimes it's emotionally I don't feel validated in this relationship. I don't know how to verbalize it though. So I'm gonna make it seem like the reason I went out is because of sex. But you don't really compliment me like that. And I know I need compliments. That woman at work, I just said I'm not excusing.
I didn't say anything.
See, niggas don't want to have a real conversation.
No.
My point is, when cheating happens with a lot of men, it's because that other woman started noticing you in ways your woman didn't. And because you wasn't disciplined, because you wasn't disciplined, but when we make it seem like it's just because we seen a fat ass, that's the reason why a lot of men are cheating, that is oversimplifying the motherfucking problem. And then now you're not getting a real solution. Now your solution is, let me get him a threesome to solve this cheating thing. Nah, we need to talk.
Tag me in, Ace. Tag me in. Hold on. Ladies, holla at me. Hold on. A womanizer is a womanizer not at the result because you're not giving him more sex, a threesome, or head, or compliments. A womanizer is because he has mommy issues, daddy issues, his own damn issues, and you are the least of his issues. And so a woman will never change a womanizer into a family man, a faithful man, because you're giving him more of what feeds his dysfunction.
Wait, you're saying?
If anything, what happens is you open up the door and inflate everything in him that has created his womanizing ways. You give him the okay to be who he's been with you, which means that he will continue to learn you and learn how to do what he wants to do with you in a way that satisfies you to shut up and not have a problem with it. Which means that if you're not rocking with that, do not do things that you believe you need to do to keep a man. A man can't be kept. He either wants to be there or he doesn't.
Okay, Trill.
No, Trill, before you slide, I saw you was. I just want to say I think two things can be true at once. I think some men are absolutely womanizers and just shitty people, and I think some dudes lack discipline, are unhappy in their relationships. I think two things can absolutely be true, but and I'm not saying this to shit on women. I'm saying that to pretend that women don't play a role in why men cheat in some instances is absolutely irresponsible. Just like shoe on the other foot, to say that a man may not be a reason or have been a factor in why a woman stepped out on him is completely irresponsible, bro. It's a relationship. Not every person is operating like on their own accord in the relationship and thinking about themselves 24/7, bro. Relationships are complex.
I think complex, but
yeah, and I was gonna say, I think also, man, like we can't complain about behavior that we rewarding. She got up here and said that this man is cheating on me, he's neglecting me, he's not prioritizing me, so I'm gonna bless him with a threesome. You understand? Like, it's literally a lot of women feel like that they can great girlfriend themselves into a man's improvement, and that's just not realistic, right? All you're gonna do when you try to great girlfriend him, despite the fact that he's not giving you what you need, is enable more neglect, more disrespect, and more of him not being the man that you need him to be. You can't provide more privileges for some shit that he not providing and expect improvement. That's not realistic.
Can I speak to something real quick? I want to address something you said. Now, no, you. I agree that there are womanizers. What's the opposite word for women that manonizers? Is there a word?
Manizers. It's called
Manonizer.
They call
Have you
them
ever heard that
hoes.
shit? I've never heard that word ever, right? Because
Man-eaters.
But when a woman cheats and you ask her why she's
Succubus.
cheating, it's an assumption that it isn't purely just sex. That's why a lot of men take it harder. And I guess what I'm saying is I just don't want men in the room, even when they're doing it, to think that it was just about a sex. Because oftentimes you're not risking access to your children, you're not risking access to that woman you actually love just for sex. It's something else there. And if you don't fix the real issue, you're not gonna fix the problem. And so I just hate that we scapegoated just to sex. It'd be more shit. I just gave you a few examples. And I'm gonna tell you this, as being a man in a relationship, sometimes those compliments do stop. And we won't address it, and that's a problem that we got to talk about.
let's stick on that then. Let's stay on that. Don't just brush past that. So what we got to do to get you more communicative? Is it writing on a sticky note? You didn't say my haircut was good.
What do y'all need to do?
What do you need? Because
What do
all I'm
you
hearing
need
is
to do
like,
for yourself.
I cheated because you ain't give me a compliment.
No, that's
and
not what I
didn't-
said.
Here
No,
comes the gaslighting.
All right, I know, right?
Of course.
And guess what? That's been another episode of the Tonight's Conversation podcast, live from New York. Make some noise!